The last piano lesson. Blank. Underscore. Blank. In a quiet coastal town nestled between sea cliffs and golden hills, lived a retired piano teacher named Mr. Elliot Ramsey. He was 82 years old, thin as a rake, with hair the color of snow and hands that trembled when they weren't resting on piano keys. Elliot's house stood at the end of Rosehill Lane, tucked behind a wrought iron gate covered in ivy. Most days, one could hear soft music drifting from the windows, Chopin in the morning, Debussy in the afternoon, and silence by dusk. For 50 years, Elliot had taught piano to generations of children and teenagers, some prodigies, most not. What mattered to him wasn't whether they became musicians, but whether they learned to listen to the music, to themselves. Now, with no more students and no more family nearby, Elliot spent his days alone. His wife, Clara, had passed 5 years prior. His daughter, Eliza, lived in London, busy with 3 children and a demanding career. They called sometimes, but time, as it often does, had built a quiet wall between them. He didn't resent it, that was just life. One Tuesday morning, as Elliot poured himself a cup of black tea, there was a knock at the door. He wasn't expecting anyone. Curious, he shuffled over and opened it. There, standing on the front step, was a boy no older than 12. Freckles, messy brown hair, and eyes that looked both eager and uncertain. "Are you Mr. Ramsey?" the boy asked. Elliot nodded. "I am. My name's Sam. My mum said you used to teach piano. I saw the sign in your window." Elliot blinked. He had forgotten about the old wooden sign that read, "Piano lessons, inquire within." Clara had painted it decades ago. He had never taken it down. "I did teach," Elliot said gently, "but I haven't in years." Sam shifted on his feet. "Well, I'd really like to learn." "Why?" Elliot asked, not unkindly. Sam looked down. "I don't know. I like the sound. My granddad had a piano. I used to sit under it when he played." Elliot was quiet for a moment. Then he stepped aside. "Come in. Blank. Underscore. Blank." The piano sat in the parlor, near the bay window. Its black lacquer faded with time. Elliot ran a cloth over the keys before gesturing to the bench. "Let's see what you know." Sam sat, awkward and stiff, and pressed a few notes. Then more, his fingers stumbling. It wasn't music, not yet, but it wasn't noise either. Elliot closed his eyes. "You have a good ear," he said. "Terrible technique, but we'll work on that." Sam grinned. From that day forward, every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m., Sam came for his lesson. He brought stories of school, questions about composers, and an old spiral notebook to write things down. Elliot found himself smiling more than usual. In return, Elliot gave Sam the patience he once gave all his students, correcting posture, guiding fingers, teaching him how to feel the spaces between the notes, not just the notes themselves. As autumn slipped into winter, Sam began to improve. He learned simple songs, then complex ones. He came early, stayed late, and Elliot began to feel something he hadn't felt in years, purpose. Then one day, Sam didn't come. Elliot waited until 5:30, watching the clock like a conductor. No knock, no message. He waited again on Thursday. Still nothing. The silence felt heavier than usual. On Sunday, Elliot bundled himself in a coat and scarf and walked to the address Sam had written in his notebook. A woman answered. Her eyes were tired. "You must be Mr. Ramsey," she said softly. "I'm Sam's mum. Is he all right?" Elliot asked. She nodded. "He's fine, but his grandfather passed away last week. He's been staying with his dad. I'm sorry we didn't let you know." Elliot stood quietly. His grandfather was the one who played piano. The woman nodded. They were very close. "Would you mind," Elliot said gently, "if I visited him?" She hesitated, then opened the door wider. "He's in his room, third door on the left." Elliot knocked gently before entering. Sam sat on the floor, legs crossed, staring at a photograph. It was an old picture, a man playing piano, with a boy curled up beneath it like a cat. "I'm sorry about your grandfather," Elliot said. Sam looked up. "He was the first person I ever heard play. He would be proud of how far you've come." "I don't feel like playing anymore." Elliot sat beside him, knees creaking. "That's all right," he said. "Sometimes, the music needs time to find its way back." They sat in silence. Then Elliot took the photo, studied it, and handed it back. "I'd like to teach you one last song. When you're ready." Sam nodded. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Weeks passed before Sam returned. When he did, it was snowing lightly, and Elliot had just finished making tea. "I think I'm ready now," Sam said. Elliot smiled and guided him to the bench. He placed a sheet of music in front of him, Clair de Lune. Debussy's most tender lullaby. It's not easy, Elliot warned. Sam nodded. I don't want easy. The lesson was slow, deliberate. Mistakes were made. Fingers stumbled. But Sam didn't give up. He practiced through December, then January. By February, he could play it, not perfectly, but with heart. You found your voice, Elliot told him. No, Sam said, smiling. You gave it to me. Blank. Blank. That spring, Elliot grew ill. It started as fatigue, then coughing. Doctors used words like complications and age. Eliza flew in to care for him. She brought books, blankets, and reassurances. But Elliot knew. One morning, as he lay in bed, he asked her, would you open the window? It's cold, Dad. I want to hear the piano. Downstairs, Sam sat alone at the bench. He opened the music to Clair de Lune, placed his hands gently on the keys, and began to play. Upstairs, Elliot closed his eyes. He didn't need to see the room. He could picture it, the boy at the piano, the sunlight on the floor, the music floating through the house like a ghost from the past. And as the final note faded, Elliot whispered, thank you, blank. After the funeral, Eliza found a letter on the piano. To Sam, you reminded me that music isn't about perfection. It's about feeling, memory, and connection. Thank you for giving an old man one last reason to listen. Keep playing. Your friend, Mr. Elliot Ramsey. Years later, Sam stood in a small concert hall, playing the same piece, Clair de Lune, at his senior recital. His mother sat in the front row, eyes shining. Beside her was Eliza, holding a well-worn spiral notebook. As the final notes hung in the air, Sam looked up at the ceiling and smiled. For Mr. Ramsey, for Granddad, for the music.